Hello everyone and welcome to the first video on the channel. Today I'm going to be making a simple electric motor. In order for us to make an electric motor, we first have to understand how it works. Here I have a simple diagram of what I think how I'm going to make it. Underneath I'm going to have a coil. A coil is basically a lot of wire wrapped around a piece of metal or a magnet. And it's basically a magnet that you can just turn on or off by passing electricity through it through two wires. On top, I'm going to have some kind of rotating thing with 4 neodymium magnets attached to it. Those magnets is what the coil is going to attract. Let's say, for example, that this magnet is up here and it's moving down. As it's moving down, the coil turns on, pulling it towards the coil, and then right when it's underneath it turns off, causing it to swing freely around the other way. Then it repeats it with the next magnet and the next and the next, and this repeats in a cycle, basically causing the motor to turn. I'm not going to have any microcontrollers or anything controlling the coil. It'll be purely mechanical. I'll have some kind of thing that basically moves 2 wires, causing them to connect and disconnect, and turning on the coil and turning it off. Thanks to the rotation of the motor, it will help itself to turn on the wires. This is how I'm basically going to make it. I'm finally done making and wiring the motor. Now it is time to test it. The way how the on and off mechanism is supposed to work here is pretty simple. So basically I have these 2 wires going up. When you connect the wires, it basically turns on the coil, and when they're disconnected, it turns them off. But the mechanism that actually connects them is right here. I have this like 3D printed square piece. And as the motor rotates, it pushes one of the wires, pushing it against the other wire and turning it on. Pushing it against the other wire, turning it on. And then when it goes off, it springs back away. And then this cycle repeats as it goes. This is how it's supposed to turn the coil on and off. I'm about to turn it on for the first time. Okay, it's vibrating, which means my timing is probably not correct. So I'm going to have to change the timing a little bit. Let's see if I can fix it. So, like I said before, if it's rotating this way, the coil has to turn on when it's in this position, and when the magnet approaches it, it has to turn on right when the magnet is underneath, and then it turns off. The magnet swings farther out, and then the next one approaches it, and so on and so on. But here I probably don't, it's not turning on and off at the correct time. Time to test it again. Let's see if it works. My wire fell off. One sec. Okay. Okay, the motor, it seems that the coil never turns off. There we go. Okay, a little bit. See if we can get it to go a little more. It works, kind of. Okay, so if I apply just a little, there we go. It goes. I just need to apply a little more pressure to the wire, a little pressure to the wire so that it. Okay. Oh yeah, it works. There we go. Yes, it works. I actually found out that I had my wires connected so that the coil would push the magnet away rather than attract it. So I think that if I change it so that the coil actually attracts the magnet by switching the two wires from the battery, it might spin faster or better. We'll just have to see. I know there's probably ways how I can improve it and make it better, but the motor works, and that's what I was trying to do. So yes, it works, and let's see it in action. Thank you to everybody who made it to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I hope you're looking forward to the next video.